Happen on punt protection.
What was that, the block punts?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just execution on one, and, you know, I think they made a really good play and timed up the motion, and, you know, was able to get in there on the second one. You know, first one, 4 guys overloaded, and, you know, we gotta get some depth. And, you know, again, from the picture, you know, I would say that Stoney's gotta, you know, be able to take it, you know, and help us out. I don't know that to be sure. I know that we're handing them off into the overload. And you can't have punts blocked and think that you're going to win games, and you know all the other things. And it's, you know, punt and give credit to the defense going out there and playing and getting stops, and ask the guys to fight at the beginning of the week, and it's exactly what they did. It was unfortunate that, you know, they just made one more play than we did.
Looked like Josh didn't pick up the motion man on the second one. What needs to happen there?
We just need to make sure that we protect our punter, protect our quarterback, and affect their quarterback and affect their punter. And that's what needs to happen. Whether, you know, we got guys that we're responsible for and making sure that, you know, we get those guys blocked and that the operation's clean.
Was anything you can tell on the extra point as far as Cahill being a holder, or was it just a miss?
Just missed. He was on the left option. You know, clearly Ryan did a nice job on the second one. Appreciate his ability to come in there, and, you know, we're going to talk a lot about, you know, mistakes and those happen. Try to find a way to continue to get this team to fight like they did today. Because that was, you know, until we obviously lost, it was, I'd say, a pretty impressive effort to be able to compete that back and forth, and, you know, give them credit as well. But proud of the way that we fought and we lost.
Was that kind of your message to them in the locker room afterwards? Was that your?
We asked them to fight at the beginning of the week, and they fought. They didn't give in. Took a bunch of punches, gave some. You know, unfortunately, there at the end, you know, those add up, and, you know, they made a play.
Despite the ending, the team seems to play better here. What can you say about that?
We didn't play well enough to win. But they compete, and I'm proud to coach them. When they compete like that, some good football in there. I'm going to try to find it and eliminate the stuff that gets you beat, which is certainly missed opportunities, giving up X plays, letting the quarterback get hit and fumble, and having punts blocked. But there's also a lot of really good stuff in there as well.
What do you know about Derek, and what do you say about his game prior to getting hurt?
That, you know, we executed the ability to run the football there most of the time, most of the day. Derek ran hard. It was fun to watch. Won't know much other than he wasn't able to return.
I guess the play of the offense, you had some good moments, but had a long stretch without, you know, to kind of get some drives together.
So did they.
Yeah.
So did they.
Were you able to see in the moment what happened on that last X play to Pierce? Was that just a one-on-one matchup? Or was
Yeah, they got behind us and both thrown the ball and made a play.
You didn't seem enthusiastic about the penalty that set that up before.
Well, I thought that was a little quick. I mean, I don't know. It's 2 guys, you know, released on the sidelines. Obviously, who would be enthusiastic about that? Asked if it was a 2-step process. Saw the illegal contact 90 minutes into the game or 80 minutes into the games. Good time to call the first illegal contact in the day.
You look at that as compared to, obviously it wasn't illegal contact with Hopkins in the end zone, but is it just, are you getting frustrated with the lack of consistency in the?
I think Hop's got to do a little bit more on, you know, I think just, again, what we're coaching there, and he'll tell you, is trying to come back and create that contact and get, you know, 2 arms on the other side of the guy. And because if not, then I think you make it a judgment. And if you're able to come back, create contact, get 2 arms across the guy, then that pretty much eliminates most of the doubt.
Like you got a quarterback leading that drive late in the game. What can you say about Levis at this point?
Then he competes his ass off, and they just like most everybody else. But, you know, you see him finishing and going to cause a fumble, and all the things that you preach and you talk about finishing longer than the guy with the ball, and somebody made a mistake, and Will went and made up for it, where they had a positive play. And we got a lot of guys like that, and so something to rally around and build around.
Craig,
You're trying to find positives, the red zone defense specifically, the red zone, what was going right for you, 1 for 4.
Yeah, and their success that they've had in the red zone lately, and they've done a nice job. And our guys were ready to defend as long as they needed to, and I love that about them. I love that attitude and that approach, and communicating the different combo plays, and stopping a run and not letting them run it in, and then being good on third down. And, trying to screen probably what they thought maybe 4 down territory, or slip a screen against pressure, made a play there. And, unfortunately, they were able to find him in the end zone there at the end.
Craig wasn't ready.
Combination, Peter.
Sorry, Mike. Craig wasn't ready in London when Phillips fielded that punt right before the half. And his unit today wasn't ready for either of those two situations. What's his culpability in those plays?
I don't know what culpability means, but we have to be better. Starts with me, making sure that everything that we do is sound, and there's a level of execution, and then obviously be able to identify whether we've got scheme issues, or we have to move some guys around, or make some minor adjustments. I mean, and that's the case in all 3 phases.
After you, what goes to the coordinator?
It all is on me. It starts with me, and again, when we lose, it's you can put it on me. Obviously, that's not good enough. We know we have to be able to protect our punters, our kickers, quarterbacks. So we just lose games by having those things happen.
What was the thought process going into this game, as Kyle Phillips was a healthy scratch and you played Colton Dowell over him?
Didn't play Colton Dowell over him.
Coach, you lost Jeffrey Simmons and you lose Derrick Henry, arguably 2 leaders on both sides of the ball, and yet both those units found ways to push forward without those guys.
Yeah.
Is that the biggest thing you saw?
I thought we competed, and Tajay competed. Guys, they made some plays. We came back, and I'm proud of the football team. We lost a tough game. Hurt for the players, because there were opportunities for us to give in circumstances, situations. Guys were into it on the sidelines. Just unfortunate we didn't win.
On that first Colts drive, their touchdown, Wallace had the unsportsmanlike conduct, took him out, and the next play, there was a touchdown there. Was that miscommunication, or was it just?
Probably just an execution that threw the ball over our head. Wasn't a miscommunication of the taunting. Wanted to make sure that Kayvon, was able to calm down and explain it. Both of those safeties play, and both of those guys, are going to be expected to execute and help us. And wanted to explain that to Kayvon and make sure that that the message was clear that I want you to play physical and be emotional and celebrate with your teammates, not point at the other team.
What could be done to keep these receivers from getting behind the DBs so much? Because this happened like twice today, and this happened frequently.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to back up more, play some cover 2, more than what we do.
What are you saying from Will in terms of during games, in terms of?
I think his demeanor has been great.
I'm talking about the
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that there's a fine line, about accountability. I think it's at this point in time you're trying to fix problems or give them things to look for. Hey, we hit this, be alert for this, or pressure, adjustments, and all those things that come with playing a rookie quarterback and just as 6-star or whatever it is that they come up. I think his demeanor's been great on the sidelines, the ability to be upset and then be able to quickly, upset about the drive, and then and get back and talk with Charles, talk with Tim, talk to the receivers, talk to the O-line. So, that's all a process, and I think that he's handling it well. Showing emotion is, it's all part of it.
Was
Do you
Tajay
like
Spears
the
maybe a?
competitive- Do you like the competitiveness of him trying to hurdle a guy to get the first down, or would you rather the quarterback not put himself in that type of situation?
You gotta have something else, right? We all think that that's probably not what you want. Again, you love it, and then, those aren't gonna end well. The next time the ball comes out, or the next time there's, an injury, and I think that there's ways to, gain extra yards and try to use the rules, to your advantage, and making sure that you're protecting yourself, sliding, giving yourself up, going forward. Yes, you appreciate the competitiveness. I think we all knew that before that, but, it's also hard. And again, you just don't rep it in practice, and so you probably made a reaction, and you just have to be careful. I think the more of those that occur, I don't think the odds are in your favor that it ends well.
Was Tajay Spears maybe a silver lining, the way he kind of stepped up when Derek went down, both,
Well,
high
I know about
IQ
silver
play?
lining, like we know that Tajay has, the ability to make people miss, and the ability to catch the ball, and we've seen him protect. So again, a lot of confidence in Tajay and what he's can do and how he can help us.
For Traylon Burks, I think it was like around 10 snaps. Was that like a predetermined pitch count for him? Was that something?
Yeah, just they've been out 3 weeks. We talked about it pretty much all week, and I wanted him to try to get back into it. But there is also a level of volume, in the game plan that we felt like what was reasonable for him to be able to execute and have confidence in. Player hadn't been in any meetings for 3 weeks. Was in a few meetings here leading up to this week. Practiced, and so I think it's a good place to start. Hopefully, we'll be able to ramp that up and get him more as he's comfortable. That was what we tried to do.
Any word on Jeff?
Wasn't able to finish the game, so that's all I got for you. And it was, Colton Dow's made an impact on special teams. That wasn't a decision. Colton Dow's going to be active as long as he continues to have an impact on special teams as a wide receiver. We only have 48 guys that we can take to the game, and have to look at what their role is potentially going to be in the game.
Thanks, Mike.